Okay, y'all, so I've been seeing all of this discourse around Black Americans. People love to talk about us because they're so jealous and envious. We don't give a Now, what I will say is when it comes to non-American Black people, they're super jealous and envious because we don't have to walk around and ask for permission. We don't have to put on this performance. We are just ourselves. And this is why people are so drawn to us. Even people who do not like us, they're obsessed with us because they wish in some part of our culture that they had that for themselves, whether it's our passion and aggression, our creativity, the way we speak, the way we do things. You mother jealous. Right? And not only that, I think that non-American Black people deal with higher rates of racism because they tend to want to be inclusive, right? They want to cry and beg for other people to let them in their space. Why? Because they really don't want to be in our space, and we don't give a about that either. But they cry about not being accepted by other people. I'm not like those Black American people. I'm different, right? When in reality with us, we like, okay, you have your own space, I have my own space. We're gonna create our own anyway. We create so much of our own that everybody else want a piece of it. Like, let's be real here. So we don't care about that stuff like how y'all care about it. And this is why y'all tend to deal with higher rates of racism, because you don't know how to stay in your own space, right? And so again, a lot of us were like, you know what? They got their own thing going on. If I go over into a space and I feel a little type of weird energy, I'm out. I'm not going to sit up and try to beg and plead my way in for what? And so this is why a lot of them don't like that or don't like us, right? And they're constantly reminded of this on a daily basis. And this is why you will see them kiss other people's asses and, oh yeah, and they try to like mimic their way into certain spaces because they know deep down inside that you're an other, right? Especially here in America, everybody knows that when it comes to Americans, you either have white Americans, you have Black Americans, white Americans, everything else is in between. So when you come here, you're like, okay, I don't know which way to go. Okay, I'm gonna go over here, but then I don't know if I should go over here. I don't know if I should go. You know what I'm saying? We don't have that issue. If anything, we gonna battle it out. You stay your ass over there. We gonna stay over here, right? Okay, cool. You go over there. Don't come over here, right? We have that understanding. So again, I see what I see. We all see it. And this is why a lot of foundational Black Americans are choosing to delineate and say, you know what? We don't have to be bothered with you either. We don't have to be bothered with y'all. You know, you don't have to be fake. You don't have to pretend. You don't have to do this and do that. We don't want to be bothered either. And not only that, we can say that freely. The only reasons why a lot of people are reacting and they're responding, it is because we said something first. We like, okay, you know what? We don't have to be bothered with you. We don't have to engage with you like that. We don't have to, you know, deal with you like that. I mean, what? And yes, a lot of us are very arrogant. Yes, a lot of us, we know that we're the shit. Like I said before, no, a lot of us are not humble. We're not humble, right? And then we express ourselves. See, a lot of the times other people, they like to wait and then express themselves through like what they've gained financially, right? But a lot of Black American people, we express ourselves through our creativity, the way we speak, our music, the things we create. That's how we express ourselves, right? And it's a way of not like, aha, look at what we doing. It's like, no, bitch, we're doing what we're doing. Like, this is just, it's lineage to us at this point. Whereas you have to wait till you get to a certain point, and then you're like, okay, now I can flex, now I can do this. We don't have to do that, right? You could have a poor Black American person right now who is going to keep their hair done. They're going to keep a clean house. You feel me? They're going to, love on themselves as if they're a millionaire, a billionaire. Whereas other people, they allow other people, right? Non-American Black people allow other people to make them feel less than. And then they feel like they have to overperform in order to be like, okay, now I can talk my, now I can say this. That's your way of asking for permission. Whereas you can see an average poor black American person that say, you know what, I still think I'm the shit. Can't nobody tell me nothing. And okay, all I have to do is continue to do whatever I'm doing, and that's not me being in a certain position is not going to stop me from loving myself. Whereas you feel less when you don't have what you need to have, or when you don't, or if you're trying to copy and mimic white people and what they have, right? A lot of y'all feel less than. We don't. We just be like, okay, well, let's create it. I'm telling you right now, if black American people can create money, we would have been already been, creating our, okay, boom, that's how we do it. Okay, boom. No questions, right? Whereas you have other people, oh, wait, let's see what they're doing. Okay, they say to walk like this. Okay. Oh, okay, we have to speak like this. Okay, that's their energy. We don't do like that. And a lot of people hate to admit it to themselves, but we are the like, we know that already. And this is why a lot of us don't walk around like that, because it's something that's natural to us. You notice when people have to flex, it's like they have to overdo it because they're not used to it. A lot of us, it's just how we carry ourselves. We don't have to overperform and do all of this because it's natural to us. Whereas with y'all don't have that. So this is why it's fluctuating. And a lot of y'all copy a lot of trends. So if something is popular over here, you're like, oh yes, that's me. Then when it die down, then you're back to confused and trying to figure out your own identity.
And this is the main reason why it is that black Americans have the full-fledged right, regardless of whatever it is that people want to state, on how, oh, you guys have so much ego and so much. We got every right to have pride. We got every right to have an ego, because we have done a lot of things that many others have not and are still doing, still to this day. Like I said, we're still standing tall. We are still standing proud at this moment in time. And because we are who it is that we are, there are so many other people out there that are jealous, that are envious, specifically of us, of our energy, how it is that we carry ourselves. Now, you're going to have some people that'll pull up to the scene like, oh, but what do you mean how you guys carry yourselves? You mean the gang banging? You mean the drug dealing? You mean the rap music and the rap lyrics? Right? That type of thing. Again, that still has to do with the jealousy and envy. Because again, those types of people can only look at the negative. They can only list the negative because that's the only thing they want to see. They don't want to list or talk about anything positive when it deals with black Americans, the positive and the great contributions that we have made to this country. As a matter of fact, not only this country, but to the world as a whole. They can't fathom. They can't encompass. They don't have the facilities for that type of actual conversation because they don't want to have that conversation. There has not been a time and a point where a lot of these individuals have been like, okay, well, list me all the positive contributions that black Americans have made. They're not going to do it because they know that we can just go through the list of inventions just to shut down that whole conversation. We can literally go through lists of inventions. We're not talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're talking about hundreds. We're talking about thousands of contributions by way of black Americans. And again, those same contributions, those same inventions are found all over this planet because of one group of people. And then that's not to mention all of the hidden inventions, the patents that are directly there that the United States government has stolen. We're not going to talk about that though, right? We're not going to talk about the many of slaves that were here, right? That had inventions. But because they were seen and deemed as property, they could not claim to be the inventor. So the owner of said person, over said body, over said human being, was the one that could actually go to the patent office and register said patent in order to make money off of that. There's a lot of that throughout the United States. There's a lot of that. Like I said, if there was ever an actual moment in time that the United States would be 100% honest, matter of fact, not that's given too much. If there's ever a moment in time that the United States can be about 70% honest, 75%, it would blow people's minds. They wouldn't even know what to say. They wouldn't even know what to think. They would think that if the government is saying this, that it's a lie, that it's false information. That's how bad it would be with the amount of information that would actually come up when it deals with the contributions of Black Americans and the amount of hidden contributions and technologies, right? And how it is that a lot of these corporations and so many others are able to profit off of these things. As a matter of fact, let me just break it to this one point. We got the hella cells, right? If you don't know what hella cells are, go look up a very great woman by the name of Henrietta Lacks. When you look her up, look at what the governments around the world, look at the contributions, her DNA that was taken without her permission. Look at all of the contributions. Look at how it is that they implemented that and saved untold numbers of lives around the world because of one Black person. Look at that. They don't want to talk about that though. They don't even want to talk about that. A lot of white Americans don't even know anything about Henrietta Lacks and how it is that because of her, a lot of their populace is even around at this moment in time. They're not going to talk about that, but how they'll break it down, they'll be like, oh, well, she's an American. So it's, you know, it's American. That's their way to hide a lot of stuff, because they're going to say that, oh, we're just going to pull it in the way of integration. But realistically, they're not. They're going to say that it's American, but then they're going to make sure not to talk about it because they're very good at doing that. Going back to the video, none of these folks coming directly over here to the United States could ever do anything of what Black Americans have done and have accomplished. We are unapologetic. We push directly forward. We let our opinions directly be known, regardless of who feels a certain type of way directly about it. And again, I'm speaking directly to the immigrants here. So you got the immigrants that feel a certain type of way about Black Americans speaking. You got white folks feeling a certain type of way about Black Americans speaking. And you got other people around the world feeling a certain type of way about how Black Americans speak, how open we are, how we put our feelings and everything directly out there. Like I said, it is what it is. All of these other folks out here come here looking for acceptance. They want to, quote unquote, belong, so they say. They're not trying to assimilate, but they're, quote unquote, trying to belong. They're trying to do anything and everything possible, no matter the sacrifices, right? They're willing to allow their kids to go through things, their husbands, their wives, their elders to go through all types of things just so that they can sit up there and, quote unquote, make it so they can be shoulder to shoulder with the system, side by side with the exact same people who have thrown their countries in turmoil. That's some crazy work. That's diabolical in nature. That is 100% diabolical in nature. And it also shows that a lot of these folks just have not learned that their mentality and where it is that they are is so backwards that they can't even see it. They look at us as being the ones that are wrong because we're fighting the system. We're standing 10 toes down. We're very vocal about a lot of things. And we've also contributed and had a lot of things happen, such as, again, being a welcoming door to a lot of immigrants, especially the Africans. Y'all would not be over here if it wasn't for Black Americans. You wouldn't be over here sitting as comfortably as you are. You wouldn't be over here trying to wave your Nigerian flags and your Haitian flags and all these other flags once you sit up there and start making it. You wouldn't be able to do that. You wouldn't be able to do it, but you're able to do it because Black Americans have made it so. But again, you guys are ungrateful. You guys are 100% ungrateful, and it shows. And this is clearly why a lot of things are transpiring and happening at this moment in time that are outside of Black Americans' control. But then at the same time, the same group that you say don't contribute, don't do nothing, we're lazy, we have no culture, y'all want Black Americans that don't have nothing or nothing to do with nothing, you want us to get up and to start speaking about you guys getting deported. Because now you want to try to say that, we're all in this together. We're all one. No, we're not. Because y'all been really unapologetic when it comes to who it is that you are, the pride of your culture, your traditions, your heritage, your bloodlines, the history, everything that your people have done. You made sure to separate that away from Black Americans. And rightfully so, no problem with that. And Black Americans are making sure to separate themselves, and rightfully so, with this problem dealing with you, because that don't have nothing to do with us. We're not immigrants. We did not come directly on planes, boats, or whatever it is willingly just to be here. That was you. That was you. And now you got to deal with that. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this video and everything that's stated in the comment description below. And as always, peace, love, and stay tuned for the next video.